Shoulders by King and Country, a really beautiful worship song. It starts off with an introduction, a spoken introduction. Now, I'm referring to the official music video for Shoulders by King and Country. If you play that, you'll hear in the beginning, while he talks through and basically narrates, I look up to the mountains, does my strength come from the mountains? While he speaks that, is actually a piano keyboard synth, actually just doing 2 and 3 and 4 and just rings like that in the background. So the same way I'm talking to you and basically playing the guitar, this is effectively what's happening while he's busy reading through the words, no, my strength comes from God who made heaven, earth and the mountains. So for the first part, basically just strum each chord once. And then after that, we're going to look at the initial picking pattern to get going. There's an instrumental between the introduction and verse 1. Now, before we go further, make sure you have a capo at fret 1. Make sure you know the chords D. I'm sure you do. The chord diagrams are on the page 2. There's my A. Notice I play A slightly differently. Some play it like this. I swap fingers 1 and 2 around. I find it easier. E minor. We're all familiar with E minor. And there's a G as well. So the chords are pretty basic. And then later there's a B minor. We'll tackle that when we get to it. Now, the suggested picking pattern, because initially if you listen to the original, everything is basically keyboard, but it does translate really well to guitar. So the suggested picking pattern I'm going to do is going to sound like this. Now you can do variations on that as well. This is simply a guideline to substitute or to give you a similar feel, a similar sort of style to the original song on keyboards. Now I'm going to call out the picking string numbers. This is string 4, string 3, string 2, string 3, string 1, 3, 2, 3. So while I'm playing D up the guitar neck, which you can't see now, you can see my picking hand over here, bit of a different angle. And I'm going to play it through once. And you'll notice each finger has got a dedicated string. So my thumb is playing the 4th string, first finger, the 3rd string, middle finger, the 2nd string, and the ring finger, the 1st string. My pinky is literally just hanging around. So one more time with me, and I'm going to call out the string numbers as I play it, not the finger numbers. 2 and 3 and 4 and 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. And when you change across to the A, because if you look at the song under the intro, you'll see there's 2 rows of chords. There's a double D, double A, double G, of which the 2nd G goes to an A halfway through, and then an E minor and an A. Now, the bass note is going to change. So say, for example, when I play A, it's going to sound like this. So the only change is that my thumb is no longer playing string 4 like it did on D. It's playing the string 5 on A. Now let's put everything together for the little middle section, because if we have that middle section, you're sort of home dry for the first verse before the strumming kicks in. So I'm going to zoom out a bit there, try and get left and right and into play here. This works really well for electric guitar as well. So even though I'm doing an acoustic, because I think it suits the song better, electric guitars are going to sound equally as good. Are we ready for this? This is the D, D, A. Watch it for the G, G to A in the 2nd line. 2 and 3 and 4 and 2nd D. You'll notice over there that the 2nd G, it's got the A also grouped together. I'm counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so I'm changing halfway through from the G to the A. Now when you start singing, this is around about 44 seconds, 43 seconds into the song itself. So if you go to your actual YouTube channel track, the official video, and you'll hear something like this, for example, in the background. When you hear that part there, what sounds really, really cool is keep that picking pattern going. So it's going to go D twice. Then and despair holds me up for ransom. 2 A's. Then I will feel no fear. 1 G, 1 A, 1 E minor, and 1 A. And this will sound fantastic. So far so good. Any questions, let me know. But what's important to know over here is that with it being piano, we're actually introducing a guitar to that, so you can change the picking. You can even do something like this. Whatever you think suits the song, you're welcome to do so. Basically, I'm just giving you a guideline to get going with this. And the cool thing with worship songs is they're focused to get your congregation to sing along with you. So don't focus too much on difficult music. In other words, don't get an intricate or a very complex rhythm pattern, because it distracts from the purpose of the song, and the purpose of the song is the worship. Now, as it progresses onto your chorus, you're going to do something like this. Now, the video is actually quite dramatic. If you're watching the official video, you'll see there's actually a car accident in the video. It's around about 1 minute 25 seconds. And after 1 minute 25 seconds, you're going to hear this. And that part there, we want to switch to strumming. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, just to break down the suggested strumming pattern, it's going to go down, up, down, down, up, down. Basically 2 bars. Now, we mentioned earlier that the B minor we'll tackle when we get to it. Well, we've got to it. Let me show you B minor. Don't forget the capo, finger 1, string 1, 2nd fret from the capo. Middle finger number 2 goes to the 3rd fret 2nd string. Ring finger and pinky go onto strings 3 and 4, 4 and 3 respectively. And if you want to, I'd actually almost encourage you to rather go for a bar chord, which you can see is really similar to the open chord. So open chord B minor, bar chord B minor. The only advantage of the bar chord is that you can strum all 6 strings, where this only 4 strings. Now, music likes working in groups of 4. And what we mean by that is you've got 4 bars per line or 8 bars per line. The number 4 keeps popping up a lot, and it's not to do necessarily with 4/4 timing. It's just the grouping, sort of the cycling over of the chord progression, if you want to call it that. So with your chorus, you're going to have 2 Ds, 2 As at your first line, 2 and 2 is 4. When it goes to the second line, when it says you carry my weakness, my sickness, and on your shoulders, once on each chord, 4 chords, 4 bars. And that's how you get your 4. So if you play through the chorus with me, starting on D, let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Now there I made a mistake. I did 2 B minors. It should have been 1. So let's do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and first D. First A, second A, 1 B minor, 1 G, 1 E minor, and 1 A. And that's basically the structure for your choruses. Now from there, the song is all about dynamics. In other words, loud and softer. And if you look at the PDF file, other than the bridge, which has got a D with the F sharp bass, we'll get there now, there's a lot of repetition inside the song. So I wasn't going to type up all the repetitions, because then you're going to have a 3-page PDF. You've got enough information to get going. So to recap, you're looking at a picking pattern and a strumming pattern. And now for that bridge, the bridge is going to sound something like this. Now at 3 minutes and 5 seconds, you're going to go to the first bridge, which is going to sound like this. So the rhythm pattern is again straightforward, but we've got a new chord there, a D with the F sharp bass. So there's your D. We're familiar with D. And to get that F sharp bass, there are 2 ways, but for this song, I like to catch the top string with my thumb. And it's once in each chord, so it's going to go G, nice thing with an F sharp bass that my thumb is busy tapping there is that being the fourth chord, it leads back nicely to the G. F sharp leading to G. And what that means, it means you're playing a D chord, but the bass note is F sharp, but my thumb's doing it. Now there are other ways to do it as well. You can play D like this with the F sharp bass here, but I don't recommend this one, because if you're strumming you lose the bass note, because this note isn't as nice as that note. It gives more deeper sound, so rather go for this one. Try and avoid that one, rather do that for this song. Other songs obviously a different vibe. And your rhythm for the bridge is simple: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and B minor as a bar chord maybe. Then obviously capitalize on the bass note, bring the bass note forward so it rings nice and loud, otherwise you lose the emphasis of that F sharp bass note for the D, pulling you back to the G for the repeat. That's pretty much a song. If you've got any questions about it, let me know. It's a really pretty song. I hope you enjoy. Have an awesome day. Thank you.